When most people tell you to embrace change, it's cliche, right? Everybody's like, change is good. Embracing change is a great thing. But what people don't acknowledge is that in order for you to change, it comes at a price. And for those of you who are listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't just get up one morning and decide that you're going to change without having to give up something, having to let go of something, having to relinquish something, having to move away from something. Change is good, but the price of change requires you to set boundaries, to do away with toxic behavior and toxic people, and to move away from toxic environments. It sounds really easy saying it, but in theory is one thing. Practice is a whole nother thing. How do you change? How do you, in this very moment, make a decision to move forward and move past where you're at and think that you can accomplish greatness without dealing with all the past and all the things that have caused you to be in this place right now? A place where you're considering change and understanding that if you don't change, you may die, or you may spiritually die, or you can physically die, or you know what, you're walking dead. You become the walking dead. Many of us become the walking dead when we choose not to move. Many of us become the walking dead when we choose to stand still instead of taking a one step at a time, just one footstep. That's all it takes to move forward. And all this, like I'm saying, it sounds really easy, but I know personally that change is not as easy as it sounds. There are benefits to change, undoubtedly, that once you decide to embrace the change, your life will be better for it. But how do you perform that change, especially when there's so many other variables and things that are working against you, or so many other things that are hindering you from moving forward or even moving past those things that are hindering you? Well, one of the things that I find is very helpful when I talk to people who are having a hard time moving forward or a hard time embracing the possibility of change is facing your greatest fear. For many people, people will tell you they have a fear of being alone, a fear of rejection, a fear of abandonment, a fear of dying alone, a fear of not having anybody in their life, and or a fear of just being by themselves. That's what it boils down to. But the real fear, in my opinion, is not the fear of all those things. The real fear is the fear of you not being able to keep your word. The fear that you feel within yourself that you're going to go back on your word to yourself once you make a decision to change. Because think about it, there's so many people that want to embrace change and they start telling you every day, I'm going to do this. And, if you do this to me, I'm going to do it. And it becomes rote. It becomes like, the boy who cried wolf. After a while, what you say is no longer seen as a threat or a reality, is seen as just empty words. In order to facilitate change, you must keep your word to yourself. That's the most important thing. In order to facilitate change, you have to believe in yourself and believe in your ability to keep your word to yourself. Without the ability to keep the word to yourself, change is not going to happen. Change cannot occur. Nobody's stopping you but yourself. Nobody's preventing you from moving from here to there but yourself and your lack of movement. And anybody can move, I can run from here to over there, but am I going to run back to where I was? Because once I get over there, I'm afraid that I miss over here, or I miss the familiar, or I miss the things that I was comfortable with, or the things that made me uncomfortable because I was comfortable in my discomfort. That's a reality. But moving from here to over there and moving past over there is where we need to be in order for change to occur. We can't just get from here to there. We have to get past the movement, the initial movement. And that requires you keeping your word to yourself. Now, I've come to understand that keeping your word to yourself is important. I've also come to understand that it's not that easy for most people because most people don't trust themselves. Most people don't trust themselves enough to keep the word that they've given themselves. And trust is a big part of believing in yourself. If you don't trust yourself, it's because you don't believe in yourself enough to do the things that you say you can do, or to see the fruition of the things that you believe in your mind can happen. And that's just the God's honest truth. Most people do not trust themselves. Maya Angelou, a long time on Oprah, maybe 20 something years ago, I watched Oprah and I saw Maya Angelou, and she said, if you can learn to trust the very first voice you hear, that's the ability to trust yourself. Because the very first voice you hear is usually the voice of something greater than yourself. It is the truth. If you can embrace that truth in its entirety and hold on to that truth, that's telling you it's going to be okay. Things will get better. You can do it. You have what it takes to do it. Just step out one stride at a time, and you will get to the next level. Trust, people call it faith, but it's really trust in yourself or trust in something greater than yourself. But you have to develop that trust in order to be propelled into change. It is what is required. It is what is necessary. Change doesn't come about by itself. Sometimes change is put on you or unwillingly, and that doesn't always go too well. Most people come out of there kicking and screaming because they're not receptive to that kind of change. But the change you're looking for right now, if I'm correct, is a change that only you can bring about. Only you can muster the strength and the belief in yourself to do what you have to do to make what you need to make happen. I believe in you. It's like a little train that could. I can, yes, I can. Trust yourself today. Move forward, make the decision, execute the decision, and keep moving. My name is Ingrid Felton. As always, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for telling other people about what I'm trying to do here. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to share. As you share with me, I'm just giving back. And that's the community that I'm fostering. Have an amazing day. And remember, change comes at a price, but the price is movement. Bye.